a reason to grow your email list. And also you're like, well, but how do I actually capture that lead and then what? Well, today we're going to be talking about a way to really supercharge your sales and your marketing. And it sounds like I'm playing in the background. Here we go. We are. Yes, we'll turn that one off. The joys of live. So today we're going to supercharge your sales with creating a high converting funnel. So if you've ever felt like, how do I capture those leads? What's the process? How do I actually put it into the tech? Well, today I'm going to walk you through click by click how to build an opt-in landing page from scratch and a thank you page inside of OmniSAM. So if you're an OmniSAM user, I highly recommend that you open up your OmniSAM account so you can follow along click by click. And we're going to create an eye-catching landing page and then also a strategically designed thank you page. And you're going to learn how to make the most out of that thank you page as well so that it's not wasted real estate. As always, hang on in. We are about to kick off Strategy with Sally today. But of course, we need to do our sparkle song as we wait for our elites to jump into the VIP room. We'll see you back here in 3.5 minutes. Let's get our boogie on.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just
welcome to Strategy with Sally. It is our weekly live. Today we're going to be building a funnel inside of OmniSAM. So we're going to be building together a landing page. And Strategy with Sally, this live, we do same time every week. I do a bit of teaching and then we do a bit of GSD, which means what? Come on, let me know. Do you know? If you're a sparkler, you'll know what GSD means. All right, so before I move into today's topic, who came to last week's Strategy with Sally? Who was here? Or who watched the replay of Strategy with Sally? Yeah, we've got Bridget, Maria, a few of you in here. Yeah, okay. Who actually followed through and created their lead magnet? Who actually did the thing? Look, if you're joining us today and you're wondering what I'm talking about, last week I went through step by step what you should do to build a lead magnet. I gave you some tips for writing your lead magnet. I also told you what makes a good lead magnet. Who can remember some of the things that I said in regards to what makes a good lead magnet? Get out those tippy tap fingers. We also worked through brainstorming a list of problems that you hear your people say, and then the steps or solutions that you could come up with to help that person. Then we named the freebie. Then I actually gave you the exact copy that you should be using on your first page and also the final page so that you continue to keep people inside the funnel with that final call to action. So no one's using their tippy tap fingers. Come on, guys. All right. So what have we got here? Bridget said, I found one that's great. Just need to tweak it. Excellent. So we've got somebody who did the thing. Excellent. Prue's like, I'm off camera a bit. That's okay. Glad you're still here. And what I want you all to do is, if you have not yet done so, you need to go back and watch yesterday's or last week's video, okay? It's available on YouTube. Go and watch it because there is step-by-steps. I literally give you brainstorming time throughout the live so that at the end you could go away and create your freebie. Now, if you've created your freebie, let me know in the chat what's the name of your freebie that you came up with. Because I'm going to share with you now why we build this freebie and also what, is going to be happening with this freebie in regards to a funnel. So when we're building a freebie, what we're doing is we've got a problem here, right? And all the way over here is your solution. And what happens is there's lots of little steps that you take people through to get to the solution, right? And where your freebie lives is here, right? It's kind of like this first little step. So your freebie is here. So it's solving a little bit of a problem. But after they opt in for your freebie, right? So you would then, in the next step, you need to give them a small offer. And last week we spoke about what that small offer should be, right? It should be asking them to give up a little bit of money or give up a little bit of their time, which is usually in the name of a consult or a sales call, right? Because you want to help them continue all the way to the larger transformation that your program provides. Now, this little freebie that you created, we wanted you to keep it super, super simple, right? I just wanted you to create a really simple PDF for them to download. And also think about the offer that comes on the thank you page. That offer has to feel like the next logical step. Okay. So if you're giving away a freebie in regards to time management, you wouldn't give the next step to imposter syndrome. There's not a good connect there. So if you were giving away time management, maybe you could help them with a time audit, right? To be able to take that valuable resource to the next level. Now we've created it, we have to now make a funnel. And this is what we're going to be doing in regards to a funnel. So we're going to create a landing page today. And on that landing page, we're going to need a little picture here of whatever your freebie is. So usually I'll just do the front page. Or inside of Canva, you can turn your front page to look like a book. It does some pretty cool things like that. Or maybe just a photo of you. If you are, you are the one, you're a consultant or a coach. Then we're going to put the name of the freebie here. Remember, we came up with ways to name the freebie. And then we're going to put 1, 2, 3 benefits. Okay? So what are 3 benefits? The feelings, not the features, the benefits that they get, the outcome that they get. What will they get when they use your freebie? And then we're going to have a call to action button, which will collect a name. Okay, so there'll be a little pop-up that comes up, and we're going to ask for their name and their email address. Now, this is what's called a form, okay? And this is a landing page, all right? It's a landing page. So the landing page lives in a funnel, all right? So you've got the first landing page, and on that landing page, we have a form. And then when they put in their name and their email address, when they hit that submit button at the bottom of the form, it takes them to a thank you page. Now, on that thank you page, you are, and I'm going to give you the script for this today, you are going to make a video. And that video is going to give them that option of either purchasing something small, a tripwire between sort of 147, you're sort of pushing it a bit at 47. I kind of usually go as high as 37, but it depends on how engaged your audience is, if they're warm or cold. A cold audience, it's much harder to convert than somebody who already knows you. So if you've got a tripwire with money, I recommend that it might be a re-engagement campaign for somebody who does not yet know you. Now, if you've got a large flow of traffic, definitely you could use the money. But if you're not hitting your income goals, I ask you to ask them to give up a bit of their time, right? And then we send them to a calendar page, right, to book an appointment with you. So this is what we're going to be doing today. Who's ready to do some GSD click-by-click building today? Yeah? I'm going to build from scratch. I am not even going to start in a template. I'm going to build it from scratch. And if you can keep up, that would be awesome. And if you can't, that's still okay, because on the replay, you will be able to pause as you go. All right. So this is what we're going to be making today. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is if we make it, that does not mean that they will come. Right? You cannot sell a secret. So before the funnel, you are going to need to think about where are you going to get your traffic source from. So who can tell me some examples of traffic sources that you could do? Get out your tippy tap fingers and come back to me if you're multitasking right now. What are some traffic sources that you would be able to use to tell people about this amazing freebie that you created? We're just waiting for those people who are working away in the VIP room. This is not a time to be multitasking. What are some traffic sources that you can put it in? All right, so there we go. We've got some coming in now. So social media, yes. Facebook, YouTube, IG, LinkedIn, social. Everyone's going down the social route. Lives. All right. Now, I see everyone's like straight down the social route. Now, here's the thing. Yes, Bridget, in person. Go to events. Meet new people. Friends and family. Yes, even at the grocery store. Networking. Fabulous. So before we move into the building, because really you cannot build it and they will come. You need to think of your traffic sources. And they're made up of a couple of different things. One is your list. So people who have not yet purchased from you, or maybe upsell, or people who have, and now you just want to give them more goodness. This is the easy part if you've got a list, but only 2% of your list are actually ready to buy at any given time. So the next thing that you can do is other people's list. Other people's list. Now, again, this one is free mostly. What you want to do is reach out and build collaborations. Get on people's podcasts. How can you get in front of other people's audiences? Now, to do that, it will take you time, right? To be able to get in front of other people's lists. You've got to email, you have to follow up, you have to do the legwork. But there is another option, which is paid ads. The cool thing today with paid ads is we can actually choose the types of people that we want to see the ads. Now, back when you used to run TV commercials or radio ads and billboards, and they still exist today, not everybody that will see your ad is even close to your audience. But when you can run ads now on Facebook, Instagram, and Google, you can choose the types of people that you want to see. So many people will try not to do this. You can spend a small amount of money and get loads more leads than you will here. Sure, can be free, but how much time do you have to constantly, like, we can build the system, we can build the follow-ups, you still have to get out there and talk to people, go to events. Think about how much money you spend on events. What if you put some of that into paid marketing? Now, we are going to talk more about ads next week. All right. I'm going to show you how to set them up. I'm going to give you some KPI metrics, but I want you to keep thinking about your list and how you can grow it. If you've got more time than money, then go down the time route. But if you've got a bit of money that you can use to at least try to run some ads, even if you don't get a lot of leads, you've at least given it a go. It just might surprise you. And we do not know what the results will be until we turn something on and test it. We can make informed decisions based off, our knowledge and our marketing expertise, but you won't really know the results until you turn it on. It's a little bit like working with your clients in a brand new program. You've got an idea how your clients will go through your program, but you don't know until you actually work with people. Ads are the same. Now, you will spend, if you've got not much money, you will spend a lot of time in the free, other people's lists to grow your list. But when you can afford it, I highly recommend that you pay. Think about it. How many successful businesses out there never pay for marketing? Is there anyone that you can think of that is actually running? Like my dad, very old-fashioned, still uses envelopes to sort his money. But he still pays. I don't know why, but he still pays for like yellow pages. Yeah, he does. Very old-fashioned, but he still pays. Right? Even if it is the yellow pages and he won't listen to me. So I really wanted to plant that seed with you today because I want you to really think about it as a budget. We have a budget for marketing, just like you've got a budget for software, for your electricity, for your gas, if you have gas. And if you are running a business, you need to truly eventually start thinking about ads. Money into ads will give you money out. And it just takes some testing and some time and not giving up. Even if it's just a small amount, like, $100. Better to give it a crack for $100 and just see what happens. You may be surprised. You may be really surprised. Because when we go back to talking about this landing page, right, where we're getting that name and the email, and then they go through to the thank you page where you have your video and an offer, right, for time or money. We need to be able to even make an informed data-driven decision. We need 200 eyeballs on this page. We need 200 people to have at least looked at it. Because we can't say if the first, you get 10 people looking at it and 8 of those people opt in, the first 10 to 20 probably already know you, right? And it inflates your conversion rate at the very beginning of running an ad. But what we're looking for is from 200 people, we want a 20% minimum. That doesn't mean we won't push that number a little higher, but we want a 20% minimum of people on that page going through. So from 200, that means 40 people give us their name and email. Then on this page, we're offering a something to buy, right? And then again, we need to wait and see what is the conversion rate on that page. So how do you think you will get to 200? How will you get 200 people to scan your QR code, to opt in, for us to actually see if the landing page is working? Now, I will still look at 100, but I'll tell you that 200 allows us better data-driven decisions, right? And that's not all. What about the traffic source? on this front end that are going to click an ad to go through. Now, the conversion rate from somebody seeing the ad or you talking to them, it's much harder to measure a conversation with somebody to an opt-in than it is from an ad with a headline that they click on, and you have a very specific ad with a headline. Then if we're getting a lot of eyes and no one's clicking, there's something wrong with the ad. Right? So from once you get to 200 people on your list, you're looking for 4 to 6 conversions on the thank you page. So can you see where numbers matter? And it's much harder to get those numbers if you are pounding the pavement. It really is. I've seen people with very little money have a go at Facebook ads, and they have been so surprised with the results. It is cold. Yes, Marie is taking her scarf off. I'm putting mine on. She's putting it back on again. Yes, it is a gamble, Maria. It is a gamble. But everything in business, actually in life, is a trade-off of time or money. You pay us a little bit of money to use OmniSAM, and what does it save you? Time. The same with running ads. You can pound the pavement to try and get 20 eyeballs on that landing page, or you can pay Facebook to do it for you. So I just really wanted to plant that seed to make you start to think about paid marketing. It truly, it is like, I just feel that if you're not willing to try ads, you're just slowing yourself down. It takes so long to post in Facebook groups and get 1 and 2 replies. Now, it doesn't mean that organic doesn't work, but it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job reaching out to people, constantly reaching out to new people. You know, if you are not hitting your income goals, you should be constantly thinking of traffic sources. What's the good of setting up all of your automation onboarding sequences and, you know, redoing your course and refilming your videos when you've got no clients? Right? You've just got to spend more time in marketing until you get close to that income goal. Because all you're doing is just doing easy, fun, pretty things. But if we build all of this technology together in OmniSAM, if you build it, they will not come. The world is big enough for us all to be successful, but we have to use and pay sometimes for tools we need. We want electricity, we pay the electricity company. Right? We want cold food, we pay the electricity, so we got the fridge. You know what you have to do? It's almost to me like, this is my personal opinion, okay? Paying for marketing is like paying your electricity bill. Because if I don't pay for marketing, there's no way I'll be able to pay my staff, and there's no way I'll be able to pay for my electricity bill. If you turn that marketing tap off because you've got enough clients, what happens when you serve those clients and they're all helped, and now you've got to go and hustle again to find more leads? So start to think about a weekly budget. Like, do some adulting. Sit down. You've got to work out how much I've got to put away for food, how much I've got to put away for my bills, my electricity. You're a business owner now. How much should you be investing in marketing? If it costs you $100 to get 20 new emails, how much time would it take you to get 20 new emails? Yeah, what do you reckon, Maria? How much time to get 20 new emails?
Maybe a month at this rate for myself.
Yeah.
It's been unbelievable. So,
hang on, I'll just bring you up.
So,
right?
Because
so
like I done the podcast collaborations to 6 podcasts, and still that's long term. That's a very long term.
Yeah, it's a slow feed. You get one here and there. So then if you start to run the math on $100, maybe you only get 5 emails. Maybe you get 30. But you won't know until you try. I don't expect everyone to be budgeting a lot, but, I'll tell you what a good starting number is if you can find a way to have $500 a month. But if you start to divide that down, that's like $100 on average a week, right? And it's working for you. How much is your time worth to you? I mean, we're going to go into this more, but the biggest thing that I'm seeing where people are building all of this amazing automation is they're not focusing in on filling it. They just keep building more stuff. All right. So I'm going to get off my high horse now about the whole paid for marketing thing. Who's ready for some click by click? Yes? All right. Let's do some building. I want to show you how to build this in OmniSAM, but I want to do it from scratch so that you can learn about landing pages and how they're all put together. Now, give me a show of hands in the room. Who's going to try and follow along? Because if you are going to try and follow along, I'll be watching. And if I go too fast and I don't want this stream to go for hours, we'll try click by click. Otherwise, we will end up reverting to the go back and pause, only because we're on live stream. And I want to get to your questions, which we do tech at 10. And also I want to, I've got to build my own funnel today. So anybody who is in the VIP room, who is an elite, if today you want to watch me build and you're not going to get overwhelmed because it's a big, big build, okay? It's not a PDF funnel. It's a live challenge funnel. They're very complicated from somebody who doesn't know tech, all right? So if it's going to make you feel overwhelmed, please do not join us. But if you would like to see all the crazy from in my brain and built out in a funnel, because one of our staff members is going to be shadowing me throughout the build, you are welcome to come shadow as an elite today and just watch me build and explain what I'm doing as I have a staff member also shadowing, okay? So if you want to hang around, that's what's happening straight after Q&A for Strategy with Sally. All right, let's head on over now to OmniSAM. Let me make sure we're on the screen properly. There we go. All right, so here we are inside of our demo account in OmniSAM, and this is where we're going to be building your funnel. If you come down the left-hand side and you come to Sites, and along the top, on all of these sections that you push down the side, you will always see there's lots of other menus within the menus. Okay, and the one that we always land on first is funnels, because that's where the money's made. You honestly do not need a website or any of that stuff to make money. You just need a funnel. I got to 6 figures with no website. All I did was funnels. So we're going to create a nice, simple funnel today. And we're going to click New Funnel, top right corner, New Funnel. Now, I'm just going to do a proper share screen for those in the VIP room because I know that it gets blurry on your end when we're doing it this way. Whoops, wrong one. Let's try a different one. Oh, no, you guys see the right one, don't you? Yes? I think just something else popped up. Excellent. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to name the funnel. So let's name the funnel the name of your freebie. Okay? What is the name of your freebie? So I'm going to just name it. Let's play with one of the books I've already got, which is called 25 Things You Should Automate. And the rest of it's called In Your Business, but that's enough, right? We don't want it too long. 25 things you should automate. And like I said, I'm going to start from scratch. If you want to, there are templates, but I really want to show you how simple it is also to build from scratch. So we're going to click Create. Now, if you're listening to this, I'm going to try my best to also explain it as we go. If you're just listening in the background, but if you truly want the right experience, you want to go and watch this on YouTube. So now we can see 25 things you should automate, and we're in a funnel. There is no steps yet in the funnel. Along the top of the funnel, you will see stats, right? So once we've got a funnel built, we can look at all those sexy numbers. You'll see the sales. So if you have a product attached inside of the funnel, the sales will show there. All right, you've got any security. You've also got events, which means you can set up timers. And the big one here is the settings for the funnel. So this path, so you've got the name of it. This path here is your domain / whatever you want. So for us, it would be 25 things. And with this path, whatever page you have at the top of the funnel will always be the page they land on. And this is great for those who have wait lists, right? If you open an event and close an event, you move the waitlist page to the top when the event registration is closed, and then you move it to the bottom when it's open, and then the main opt-in lives at the top. So this is kind of like the master settings when you go along the top here. Also, you will need to connect it to a domain. Now, this is our demo account, and there is no domain connected, but you will have to make sure that you have connected a domain there. The favicon. So the favicon is that little tiny logo that you see on all the tabs that you open in your internet browser. So you'll see the little G for Google. You'll see our little OmniSAM logo. Wherever you go, that little tiny image on all those tabs along the top, that's the favicon. And this favicon, you will store that in your media assets. Now, it has to be square. Okay, the favicon needs to be square. And when you put it into your media assets, so let's just go in here. We don't actually have, because this is let's just choose any. Let's pretend this is a favicon. You click on the 3 dots, okay? And in that 3 dots, you'll see Get Link, right? And then when you click on that, it'll copy the link to your clipboard. We'll go back to sites. We'll go into your funnel. Then you'll click back on settings and you will paste your favicon in there. Now when your page is shared, that cute little picture of your logo will be there for everybody to see. All right, so that's the main part of the settings of your funnel. Now let's go build. All right, so we're going to start with page 1. So under the funnel steps here, you're going to click Add New Step. And we're going to name this. I'm just going to call it 25 things. And then I'm going to call it opt-in. So that's where they opt in for the 25 things. In the path area, this you put / and whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to put 25 things - opt-in. Okay, but remember the master setting where we just wrote 25 things, that's what it's going to actually be that we send people to. I like to do that just in case we want to turn the funnel off and move a wait list up. We wouldn't with a PDF, but just hoping that that makes sense there. If you've got any questions as well as we go, those in the room, please put them in the chat as we go as well. So now we're going to click Create Funnel. Now, for those who've already got templates, you could have chosen your own template. Oh, sorry, you can choose your own template next. If you want to use an existing landing page that already has all of your amazing designs on it, sure, go for it. But again, what I want to say is I'm going to build this from scratch for you. Yes, you can import a step from another funnel. Yes, Maria, good question. So I'm going to click Create Blank so that I can walk you through what actually should be on your landing page and how to build that out. So it's just building itself out now and it's thinking about all the things. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to explain to you first under this plus button in the top left corner. I'm going to explain what all of these, well, some of these things are above the line, okay? Sections is where you can put lots of, so it's like a whole section on a landing page. Within a section, you can then create how many rows you want. So that's the rows up and down. Do you want it to be just 1 row wide, 2 rows, 3 rows, 6 rows? Okay, so if we start from the beginning, we build one section. And can you see at the bottom, it says section. Then inside of the section, we need to decide how many rows. So we click Add Row, and it asks, do you want 1, 2, 3? How many? We want 2 rows. Now in the row number 1, now we can start adding elements inside of sections. All right, so your section is the larger area. Inside the section, you have like the larger area for how many rows, and then inside the rows, you can add elements. Now, every landing page, website design are built upon these core things. You need a section with how many rows you want, and then inside it, you can add in all of these different types of elements. Now, every type of element that you bring in, this right-hand side has different edit functions. So, for example, all of these ones at the top, your header, your subheader, paragraphs, and bullet points are all text style elements. Therefore, when you look in the right-hand column, all the things you can change have to do with text. If we move on down, you see there are form elements, blog elements, media elements like videos and sliders and images and FAQs. Then there's some customization things that you can put in. If you're into coding, surveys, you can embed a calendar, you can put in a map, an SVG type file, which is, you can change colors and things with it. Even the reviews that you have brought in from your Google reviews can be put onto the page. Then we've also got countdown timers, different types of countdown timers. Then some blocks like navigation blocks, dividers, progress bars, and images with features, which means it's an image with text underneath. Social icons, and then checkout elements along there. Okay, so as you can see, many different types of elements that you can bring into the rows. Now, to begin with, the first row over here, we want, this row here, I'm going to click Add Element, and what we want in here is an image element. So in the left-hand side, you're going to put an image element. And what I want you to put on that image is a picture of your freebie. So they know what they're getting and it looks like your freebie because it is. So, for example, we have 25 things. So, if I was to go and into Canva and download a picture of the front cover of 25 things, I would put that in there. Now, I want you, if you don't have a picture ready right now and you're following along click by click, just write a to-do list to come back and add that image later so we can keep going. To add the image, you will scroll down Sally's left. You'll scroll down the right-hand side and you will click on the little image over here next to the image options, and then that will open up your media assets. Okay? And then you would bring in an image, and I'm just going to choose a random one here that I already had. You would bring in an image of your freebie. Okay? You can make up a really cool looking one inside of Canva. Now, the next thing we're going to do after that is you are going to now start to put in the words. So next to your freebie in the second row, we're going to start building upon that with some new elements. And the element I want you to do first is a header. So click on the add element and add a headline. This headline should be the name of the freebie type. All right. So is it a ebook? Is it a checklist? So what is it? So I'm going to say it's an ebook. Okay. Then under that one, we're going to add another element. Now, there's a couple of ways to add elements. You can click the plus button, so it will automatically drop in under this one, right? Or you can come over to the plus button on the side and you can drag in an element. So that's two different ways to bring in an element. And this one, we're going to use a subheader. So you can do it however you like. You can either drag it in or click the plus button. And do you remember the name of your freebie from last week? Yes? I want you to type that in. So I'm going to write 25 things you should automate in your business. So that's the ebook, or you could actually do free if you want, free ebook. 25 things you should automate in your business. Now I want you, again, to bring in another element, either by clicking the plus button, or you can just click the plus up in the top left, and we're going to drag in bullet points. And in these bullet points, I want you to write 3 benefit statements. Now, we spoke about this last week as well. If you think about the things that it can do, what your ebook is going to do for you, a great way is you might think, okay, well, it's going to save them time. That's great, but why? Always think also about so you can. It's a great statement to be able to start thinking about the why behind why they need to use it. What's the outcome they're looking for? So save time on, I'm going to say, repetitive tasks so you can, right, what? Spend more time doing what you love. And my spelling is atrocious today, but this is great. Look at that. Right click and fix. Okay, save time on repetitive tasks so you can spend more time doing what you love. Now what? Think of another one. Save time. So stop letting leads fall through the cracks And then I need a so you can statement, or here we go, make more money by stopping. That's more of a, stopping leads fall through the cracks. Leads falling through the cracks. Yep, that's right, Maria, exactly. So the biggest things that people will buy and pay for is if it's going to help with health, wealth, or relationships. They're the big 3 reasons why people buy: health, wealth, and relationships. All right. So now we've got 2. How is everyone going? Have you all thought of 2 things? Yeah? All right, let me think of one more. So we've got saving time, making more money. Again, why do we want to save time? Why do we want to make more money? And then what's another one? Where's my ebook? Let me go and have a look at it. I think it's in Canva. Hang on a second. Let's head on over to Canva and see what Canva has for me. It's in here somewhere. I'll just bring it over so you can see it. Here we go. There it is. Oh, look, it's right at the top. So 25 things you should automate in your business. Leads, sales we did. Customer service. Yes, improve your customer service. So clients don't cancel before they start. Or improve your onboarding experience so clients don't cancel before they start. Now, once you've got those 3 things in there, now you can start to edit what they look like. So I want to share with you how to edit text. On the left-hand side, if you scroll down, oops, hang on, we've got to hit the text block. You will see color options when it comes to your text. And based on the formatting, the colors change. So the standard color, when there is no bold, and then if I choose bold, so say I highlight the word free and I click on bold, can you see that the bold changed color because that one text was bold and the other was a standard, like not bold, plain text is the word. Another little thing to make note of is sometimes this gets in the way. Always open and then close each of them because they just get bigger and bigger. The same with italic text, right? Even underlined text, if you've got underlined text. So you can see I've chosen red for underline, but there's nothing underlined. So if I highlight the word free and now underline it, see it turns red. So based on the formatting that you have over under the color options changes the way the colors that the text is. Okay, so I want you now to go through and add in your own colors. Now, if you don't have your colors, it says don't see your color here, add a custom one. This is how we do it. We click on that add here. I'm just going to head on over to my Canva and just go into my brand elements, my brand kit for OmniSAM. And I'm just going to copy all of my colors into that color palette. So if everyone can now start to create their custom color palette, do all of your brand colors because it's going to help you moving forward. So I'm going to put in my blue and I paste in the hex code and then I click add color and it shows up down here. I'm going to add my next color. So I'm going to click again, didn't find your color, click add color. I'm going to go and grab my green hex code and copy it. and then paste it in there. I can type in here if I want to, the name of it, green, and add color. So it depends on how many you colors have. I've got mostly these first 4 colors are the ones that I use the most. So this one is the dark purple. That dark purple I use for my text. Instead of black, I actually just use this nice bit of shade of purple in there. And then this other purple as well. There are my main 4 colors. Right? How's everyone going in the VIP room? Have you added in your hex or you're adding in your hex colors? Just checking. Yep, we've got thumbs up over there. Excellent. All right, so now we've got all of your 4 colors. It makes it so much easier as you move through to be able to edit these. Now, we've edited the top header, the subheader, and now let's edit the dot points. Now, on the dot points, if we just scroll to the top and work our way down, you'll see it has icon. Can you see icon there? That is, what do you want your dot points to be? So they default to a tick, but automation saves time, right? Mostly time. So I'm going to put in time, see what comes up. No, I'm going to put in clock. Yeah, let's do that. So all my icons are now clocks. Or you could put in, I don't know. Maybe you want a different type of checkbox, so a tick. Right? Maybe there are different types of ticks. Oh, that's probably better. Let's go with a square tick. Now, once you've got that, you can start to edit the look of your text. So what I always like to do with my benefit statements is make those first few words that are really important, like save time. I like to make them bold, right? Make more money, bold. And then improve onboarding. Oops, and spell things right. So that they stand out. And then what I would do is also change the color of the bold text to one of my brand colors, which for me, you could be blue or green. And then the standard color that I use for all my text is the dark purple. And then the dot points are the icon colors, and I'm going to change those also to green. Oh, yeah, green. Now, because you've got 4 colors doesn't mean you should use them. Less is more from a design point of view, okay? I see so many people like, oh, I've got 5 brand colors. I'm going to put 5 brand colors in all the text. No, don't, please. And let me just fix this one at the top here into our actual brand colors. Let's go purple and bold, underlined, green. Free ebook. Okay, so now that's done. Everybody got their header, subheader, and dot points? Yep. Okay. Now, if your alignment is not looking good, all you have to do is grab that little dot here in between and you can resize it, okay, to what looks good for you. And the final thing we're going to add in this row is a call to action button. So we're going to click the plus button and we're going to add a button. And on that button, you're going to write your call to action. Now, with your opt-in button on the call to action, make it action driven and also say what they're going to get, right? So download the free ebook, right? So it's telling them what's happening. It's action driven. Download is action. And we can design that button now. Again, to design the button, you've got to look at all the options in the left-hand panel and do not forget all of the little sub options with these little tabs along the top. So the first one in that general area, right at the bottom, I want you to make sure that open pop-up is selected. Then you can go to animations and you can do some fun things with your button. I like to make it bounce. Look at that. How cute. And then your advanced settings, right? This is where you can start to design, what the button looks like. Will it have a little shadow? See, we've got this little shadow behind the button now, and you can play with how big the shadow is, how much blur is on the shadow, what color is the shadow. Right, we don't really want it to be blue, to be red. Just giving you an example there. Right? So we can do all of that automation. The other thing I like to do, because it's a button, rather than here, you'll see under width, and it's fluid. Fluid means the size of your text. I like it to be full, so there's no missing that there's a big ass call to action button there, right? All right, so now you have the opt-in section nice and clean. Is everybody up to that first section? All done? Yep. All right. So under this area, you can add another section. So to do that, we're going to click the add element or the plus button at the top and go to sections. And we want a full section under here. Now in here, put this on your to-do list. You can turn this into a little review. So if you've got any little reviews that you want to put in here, we're going to maybe make a 1 or a 2 columns, depends on how many reviews. We're going to just, do one good review. And then we're going to add another element. And there's a couple of ways you can do reviews right here. One is you can use, where is it? This feature, right? So it has a picture of somebody, their name, and their review. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, I'm just going to undo that, is when we add in a row and add an element, you'll see this review button. Now, if you have linked your Google and your Facebook reviews and you drag that in, they will populate in here. But I have not linked any. But that's another great way to add reviews that actually keep updating themselves. And we have another training on how to set up your reviews so that you can use it in your elements. And if you want to be pointed in the right direction for that, please reach out to us and we'll show you how. So that's what goes in this section, is some testimonials. Then we have another section at the bottom, and we're going to make this one full width. And in this one, we're going to change the color of the background for this whole section. So when you are in this section, just like elements and rows, you have the edit area on the right-hand side. And you'll see background color. I want you to choose one of your brand colors to be the background color. And then you're going to add an element, and you're going to make one row on top of that, and you're going to add an element. Actually, no, let's do it this way. I'm going to show you something else. Instead of adding an element, we're going to come up the top here, and where it says free ebook, you're going to clone it. See this little button here next to the bin? That's duplicate. So we're going to duplicate. So there's 2 of them. And then next to that duplicate button, there's this little, can you see these little arrows? If you click and hold, you can drag. It actually, there's a little pop-up. If you're hovering your mouse there long enough, you'll see the word drag. So you're going to click and drag it down here. And then you're going to do it with your subheading as well. You're going to duplicate, click, and drag into the bottom. Once they're both in there, what I want you to do is just edit the colors, okay? Edit the colors. I'm just going to turn mine, this one here. We're going to go blue, blue. We're going to go blue, bold, underlined, blue. Free ebook. And then duplicate your button and bring it down. Bouncy, bouncy button. I'm going to stop the bounce at the bottom. I don't like the bounce on the bottom. Clear. All right. So now we have free ebook, 25 things, and download the free ebook. So here I'm going to say, get your free ebook. Oops. Now, can you see the space above the button? There's not much, right? We need it to be down a little bit. All of your elements all have this function called margins and padding. And this is where we can set the margin outside of the element or inside of the element. Does that make sense? The padding on the outside, if I turn that to 80, can you see how that button dropped 80 down? So that's the outside. We just want that probably at 40. And then the inside margin changes how much space inside the block. So if I was to go and just do something crazy to show you, see, inside the block, when you do the margins on the inside, it's made the button bigger. So every element comes with these margins and paddings if you're trying to get things aligned and it's not working. So I'm just going to fix this because that's crazy. We don't need it that big. We're just going to go back to, say, 20 and this one on 20 as well, so it matches. And then the words in here, I want these to be really big. So you'll see if you're scrolling down the left-hand panel, you'll be able to see font size, and I can drag that, oops, and make it bigger. Don't want it that big, but I want it big. So now we have 2 buttons, and I really hate that. Let's get rid of that box shadow as well. So we've got 2 buttons. So we're almost done. We're not totally done. Now, the final thing that you'll need to put at the bottom, especially if you're going to run ads for compliance reasons, is we're going to come out to the green and click the plus button to add another full width section at the bottom. I'm going to put a color in the background for my footer. I'm going to just choose this dark purple. And in the footer, you need 3 things, okay? So we're going to add 3 columns. I'm going to add 3 columns. In the first column, you're going to put your logo, which is an image. So let me find, where's my image? Image, there, image. In there, it's going to look really big until you bring in your image. But again, to get the image, we go to the edit panel. And we go to navigate to find our logo. Now, I don't have a logo, I don't believe, inside of this account. Let me just see if I'm pretty sure I don't. I should put some in. No, I don't have a logo. Let's just choose something random again. So let's pretend this is a logo. Right. Now, I don't want my logo to be that massive. Okay. So what I'm going to do is its size. Yeah, probably more like 50. Okay, so there's my logo. Yours will be much nicer than mine. It'll actually be a real logo. And I don't want it sitting in the middle. I actually want it sitting on the left justified. So we're going to come into, let's see where we can set the justification here. Alignment, and align it to the left. And then over here in the right-hand side, this is what you're going to do. You're going to bring in just a paragraph block. Paragraph. And then in this paragraph block, I'm going to just change the text so that we can see it to white. I want you to write terms and conditions and then privacy policy. And then you will link to your terms and conditions and privacy policy on this page. To do that, you just highlight the words and you will see a little link button. When you highlight the words, you've got some editing things here. I want you to put in the URL from your website for your terms and conditions. Now, we've given you those if you've got a business in a box. I'm pretty sure I know what mine is, but I'm just going to go and check. OmniSAM / I think it's just terms. Let's check. Yep. So I'm going to put in there the URL for terms and conditions. And as you can see, the color changed. Why? Because the formatting changed. Because it's a linked text and it says blue. I actually just want it to stay white. And then privacy policy, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go and find your privacy policy from your website. Now, this, if you're going to run ads, you have to have. Your ads will be declined if you do not have a privacy policy and a terms and conditions in your footer. So once both of those are linked, yours is going to look way better than mine, but once yours is linked, then what you can do is we can save this section. Now, let me come across to the left-hand side of the section. See at the bottom here, there's a save button. What that save button allows you to do is save the section so you can use it on other pages without having to redesign the footer. So if you click the save button and then name that section, you just call it footer. But here's an awesome thing about OmniSAM is rather than just saving it as a template, which means you can just drag it in, we want you to save your footer as a global section. So if you ever change anything on this footer and it lives on other pages, it will automatically update all the other pages. Does that make sense? Yeah, between the two different types of templates? Excellent. And you'll see when I save it as a global section, the section goes from being a green section to like a dark bluey purple section. That means it's a global section. And if you head on over down to this side, you'll see the word footer because that's the word I saved it as. Does that make sense? Yeah. And where you find these is under this plus area. There is the global sections, but also if you create other sections or templates that aren't global, they can live in there. Now, this is just a little handy hint for when you create your website and you've got those words along the top, right? Blog, about me, all of that. Make it as a global section so that if you ever change it on one page on your website, it changes on all. Okay. So that is your opt-in landing page. And before we move on, I'm just going to get everybody to click save. Make sure you save as you go. Awesome. Now that we've built the landing page, now we move on to the opt-in that's on the landing page. And this is where we create the opt-in. If you see along the top next to that plus button that we've been using, if you hover your mouse along here, you see lots of different things that you can do and change and customize. What I want is the pop-up. So if everybody can click on pop-up. And inside of the pop-up, you're going to add a column. And then you're going to add a headline. And in that, you're going to write down the action that they're going to take. Download the free ebook. Okay? So download, write the full word, Sally. Download the free ebook. Then under that, I want you to add another element and a subheading. And I like to always put this one here. Pop your details below. And then once you've got that, we're going to add one more thing under it. We're going to add, we can do it we don't want to add a whole column. We're going to add a form. Now we haven't got a form. Oh, that's easy fixed. When you come to your form, when you add the form, it says if you wish to create a new form, click here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to click here. And it will open up a new tab. It'll take you to the forms section, and we're going to build a really simple form. Okay, so it's taken us to the form area, you can see, because it's highlighted at the top in the menu. And we're going to click Add Form. And we're going to choose Start from Scratch. And all we want is name and email. Once it loads, so the form builder, you'll see, it starts with first name, last name, phone, and email as a default. But if this is just a basic lead magnet, nobody yet knows you, I generally get rid of the phone number. I even get rid of first name and last name. Okay? And instead of first name and last name, what I want you to do is just the same as building a landing page. You come over to the plus to add an element and you pull in full name. So it's only one box instead of two. And this consent for SMS, we do not need because we're not collecting a phone number. On the button, what you will add here is send me my ebook, because that's what's happening when they click the button. They are saying, send me my free ebook. And the color of the button, right, you can come in and unfortunately you will have to use a hex code here. I'm going to use blue for my button. Okay, and then also make sure you update, because again, if you're going to run ads, right, you need a privacy and a terms and conditions. Forms are a little different. You can't highlight the words in here and get that little edit pop up. You've got to do all your editing over here on the right-hand side. So I'm going to highlight privacy policy and click on the three dots, and that's where you'll find the link. So privacy policy, I'm going to grab that and I'm going to just go and grab my privacy policy link. Oops, and go to the right tab and paste it in there. And then I'm going to do it for terms and conditions. So that one is just this with terms. And come back to the right tab and click and add terms. So once that is done, make sure you name the form. I have this saying, when you're making forms and workflows and automations, you must name everything or a little birdie dies. And we love our bit. Jenny just put the bird. She knows. So I'm going to put 25 things and I'm going to put the word opt-in. And then I'm going to click save. Don't overthink it. It's just a form. So now when we come back to this page, what I want you to do is save, because it's not going to see it straight away. Just make sure you click save. And then when you click on you do not have a form yet, it's still, yeah, you won't see it. So you need to refresh the page so it will see the new form. All right, so let's go back into the pop-up. Now I've refreshed. Going to click on that form button. And now when I drop the thing down, you'll see the 25 things is there. And the form pops up in there. Once that is done, I want you to click save. We must save as we go, save as we go. All right, so now your first page should be done. The next thing we're going to do before we can make page 1 talk to page 2 is we actually need to make page 2. So once you have saved this page, you're going to click the back button in the top left. It says there's unsaved. Oh, thank you for telling me. Save. Now, instead of building from scratch, what we're going to do now is you're going to click on the 25 things and you're going to click down the bottom right-hand side. You will see the word clone funnel. And you'll click on the clone the current funnel step and you'll choose the button on the left, clone this step in this funnel. And now we don't have to build from scratch. Now, before we move on to building this page, I always like to go straight to publishing to update the names and the URLs. So you'll see here, 25 things. If you go across to the where you see the overview where we are now, you've got products and publishing. Here, we're going to go to publishing and we're going to put the word thank you. Because so we know it's the thank you page. And in the URL, I usually just put TY on the end, but you can do whatever you like there. So that's the thank you page. And then I would click update step. So on this thank you page, we're now going to edit it. Remember, 2 things that you will ask for is them to give up a little time or a little money. If you are not hitting your revenue goals, book an appointment. That's what you're going to be putting on this page. All right. So what we're going to do is this top section that we had, we actually want it to just be 1 column or 1 row wide. So what you can do is the one with the picture in it, right? Just hover your mouse till you get to the purple column. You'll see it says at the bottom, first column. And then in the purple section, you're going to go to the delete. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. And click delete. And now we've got 1 column. In that header that you had before, I want you to write these words. Your, whatever the name of your freebie is, so your 25 things you should automate in your business ebook will arrive in your inbox in the next 5 minutes. Okay, and I don't want that underlined. And then once you've written that, I want you to write, enter. Then write, while you wait, watch this short but important video. And you will delete all the other text. And then under the text that we just wrote, between the text and the button, you're going to pull in an element, which is the video. And in this video, you are going to speak, hopefully face to camera. If not, you can do it with words and do a voiceover if you're worried about doing face to camera. And would you like the script for what to say in this video? So what you're going to say is, first, you're going to welcome and congratulate. So write that down. Welcome and congratulate. So welcome, congratulations for deciding to download the 25 things you should automate in your business. Okay, so that's number one. Congratulate them. Next, acknowledge that they've made a very wise decision. You're very wise to choose this ebook, right? Then you're going to create a gap, which means your freebie will help you however you need something more. So the 25 things you should automate in your business will definitely help you to save time, convert more clients, and create a better experience for your customers. So remember those 3 dot points we put on the first page? However, if you want to be able to plug the system straight in without having to build from scratch. So see how I've made a gap? Or you could make a gap into something that they're missing. Could be, are you struggling to save time, make more money, health, wealth, relationships? So this is the gap. Your insert the name of your freebie will help you to tell them the benefits. However, if you insert the gap, the thing that's the next logical step, I would like to offer, so when we move into the offer, I would like to offer you a free insert the name of your call. Mine could be a time management audit or an automation audit, or it's a discovery session or a health and wellness check, whatever you want to call your call. So that's the offer. I would like to offer you a free automation audit, which will give you, and now insert 3 features and benefits. Will give you a look into your current systems, find any gaps that will help you save time, and find any gaps where you may be losing leads and money. Then, after you've given them the offer, nice and simple, you move into what's called the true value. This call is normally valued at, this offer is normally valued at, this discovery session is normally valued at, tell them the price, $250. But today, only on this page, you can get it for free, $1, $7, $27. Now, the reason so we move from the true value to the reason why you're discounting it today. But the reason why I'm discounting it today is I've opened up a few, I'm adding a bit of scarcity here, a few time slots in my calendar for a few select action takers this week. Right? And then we move into 3 things that they will avoid if they take this call. So what are 3 things that they will avoid? So for me, you'll avoid, constantly feeling like you're working, but leads are falling through the cracks. Losing clients because you don't have a great onboarding experience. And what you will achieve is the next one. And what you will achieve is a clearer vision on how to set up your automating system. You will achieve, tell them, what will they achieve? Then remind them of the value. So the regular value of this session audit is normally $250. But if you would like to now insert their future benefit, if you want to save time from trying to figure it out yourself and still in the same spot in 6 months' time, I would love to help you and then insert the gap, right? What is the thing that you're helping them with? If you would love to book this session before they all go, click the button below. Be very direct, tell them exactly what to do and end there. Don't keep rambling. You want to end with the action, right? Click the button below and book your call, right? And I do love to throw in a little scarcity. There's only a limited amount of calls. If you miss out, if you get to the calendar and there is no page, we're sorry, they're all gone. But click that button below to check it out. For all of our VIPs, I will give you a copy of a script. Yes. So just remind me, okay? I've got a very old workbook hanging around with it in. Very, very old. I reckon I wrote it back in 2015 or something. All right. So can we now see what we want to do for the video on the thank you page? Awesome. Now, this button here, we are going to use to direct to the calendar. So we're going to delete and clean up the rest of the landing page and still keep the footer. So all you should have on the thank you page is this heading, a video, and a button. And of course, your footer so that you're compliant if you want to run Facebook ads. So if this one is now done, I want you to click save. And once that one is done, we're not going to make it function just yet. We're going to go back and we're going to make the final landing page. So on these 25 things, we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did with the opt-in page, is we're going to clone. I'm going to clone it in the step. And we're going to name this one the name of your booking, right? So I'm going to call it calendar, and it would have been an automation audit. Cloning rules, it sure does. Right? And I'm just going to put calendar here and update step. So now we've got the 3 pages. We just need to go into the calendar page now and just clean it up, and then we're going to make it function. So here inside of the calendar, you're going to click edit. And the only thing that you need on this page, you can delete, everything except for the footer and add the calendar. Where's the calendar element? There. Now, in a previous session, you should have your own calendars. We're not building a calendar today. There's other lessons for that. But if you already have your calendar, you would add it in here and it will automatically pull in your OmniSAM calendar. Just like that. Once it's done, I want you to click Save. Now what we're going to do is make it function by moving from one page to the next. So now all of your pages are done. You're going to click the back button and we're going to start at the top page and we're going to set the action that happens when they click the button. So let's start at the top page and we click Edit. And then remember where the form was? Where was it? Yeah, in the pop-up. So we're going to go to the pop-up. We're going to click on the form so that we can see the actions or the bits that you can edit in the side panel. And then you'll see button action. We're going to say go to next step. So drop that down, go to next step. And then click publish. And I can't publish because I've got no domains on this account. So I'm just going to click save. Okay, so that's page 1. When they click, it sends them to the second page in the funnel. The next thing we want to do is go to the thank you page and make that function. So we're going to click edit. And we're going to click on the button and we're going to change the name of the button. I should have done that before, but we're going to change the name of the button. Book my free automation audit call. You call it whatever you want. And then what does it do? When you drop down your little button action, you should see next step. That's what you want it to do. Go to next step. And again, when that's done, click save, or for you, publish. All right. So that's a functioning funnel. We need to test it now. So let's all test it. We're going to click on the 25 things and I'm just going to, down the bottom, you can view page, right? Click view page. So it will open a page we can test. You will click on the button 1 and make sure the pop-up comes up. Don't fill it in yet. Scroll to the bottom and check the button and make sure the pop-up comes up. So check both buttons. Now you'll put in a name and put in an email address that's real, right? Don't use fake email addresses. The best way to use test an email address is when you're typing it in. If you use a little plus, so my email address is sally@omnisam.com.au. But if you put a plus and some other words, like I'm going to put test1@omnisam.com.au, that email address will still work, right? With that plus whatever before the @ So after the first word and before the @ It's because then it's not a fake email address and you don't have issues with your sending domain. Then we want to know when I click this little book a call button, it takes me to the thank you page. Let's check. Send me my book. Yay, we've ended up in the right place. And then again down here, if they decide they want to book a call, click the button and we end up on the calendar. Yay, it all works. Awesome. So now we have a functioning funnel that people can click through. Awesome. Now, for those people who have a business in a box, you can then attach that calendar and that opt-in form to the top of your business in a box lead generation workflow. So for those who have that business in a box, let me show you when I can find a business in a box. Excuse me. Ugh. You'll go to automations and you're going to build upon new lead to call book. You'll click in there and you'll go into new inbound lead, and you've all got them. Every business in a box that we've given you all have this exact same one. And what you put at the top here is that new form. Okay, the new form you will put here at the top. And then, oh, they've updated them. They're amazing. Okay, this is a whole thing. The developers have just updated the UI and made these even more powerful, the if statements, so you can see where they're going. But what you want to come in here is just make a new branch for the freebie. So it just says when that form is triggered, send down this new branch. Then deliver the freebie, and then make sure that you end up, once you've delivered the freebie, you go to the 3-hour wait, and then these emails are trying to get them to book a call. All right, and we went through this all in the business in a box, how to set all of this up. And every time you add a new freebie, you just add a new trigger at the top and a new branch under here for delivering the freebie in an email and then following up in the email. Okay. And for the calendar, if it's an existing calendar, then there's nothing you need to add. But if it's a brand new calendar, you need to do the same thing that you do in the trigger to deliver email. You come into workflow 2 and you come into 2.01 and you just add the new calendar as a trigger point at the top, new calendar at the top, and then a new branch for the appointment, if it's a new appointment type. Once the new branch has been made, all the branch is doing is putting it into an appointment section in your pipeline. Everything else is the same. All the confirmation emails, the reminders, the day before text messages. Again, we've given you all of these. All you have to do is just link it. If it's the same calendar, just in a different funnel, there's nothing you need to do in here at all. And then that is the entire funnel built for a new lead magnet. And you can do this now on repeat. Every time you create a new funnel with a new opt-in, once you've built that pretty stuff on the front, the user experience, you just add a new trigger at the top of the business in a box workflow 1. And if it's the same calendar appointment, nothing to change. If it's a new one, you need to add a new trigger at the top in workflow 2.01. Now, I know this went on a little. However, it's very important because this is what you can do on repeat. However, don't go making 50,000 lead magnets. Get one working well. Get one lead magnet working really well. Keep measuring and optimizing that one lead magnet and then move to something else. But if you just keep making lead magnets and you're not measuring and you're not putting traffic through it, you're just making pretty stuff and hoping something sticks when you throw the spaghetti at the wall. So constantly be measuring and optimizing. And to be totally honest, you just need one amazing lead magnet to start growing your list and getting them onto calls and closing the sale. All right, let's come on over to the VIPs and have a little chat about everything we went through today. Remember this, you can pause and play and go back to and get help for future what's something new that you learnt that you didn't know at the beginning of today? Please raise your hand and come on up, because every time, even though you may have done this before, I bet you've learnt something new. I'm looking at all these beautiful smiling faces. Come on up. Who's coming up? Who's going to be the first? You know what happens if you don't raise your hands. There's heaps of you in here. I'm going to hit this button here. And who's... Oh, Maria's in the window. Looks like it's you. What's one new thing? What's one new thing that you've learnt today that you didn't know? Just one.
Oh, my goodness. Starting from the scratch, that's what I learned today, because on the GSD, we cloned the business in a box page, and then we change all the steps, and that's what I could keep up with you, which you're very fast. But yes, I got lost, but I tried to clone mine, and also your points are, I think today you spoke to me. I know that you spoke to many of our people here, but I felt that you spoke to me about do not create more lead magnets, do the try the advertising, and I will have to chat with you about it, because yes, it has to come to that point now.
Yeah.
Look, so I learned a lot today.
I don't like to set them up and run them, but I'll definitely review your Facebook ads. I have ads experts that I work with and know well. So if people are really interested in learning more about ads, I do have training for ads that we can give you access to as elites as well. And then you're more than welcome to come into a Q&A session and have me review them before you hit the go live button, and then help you measure those numbers and what numbers to, because there are so many numbers, what ones to look at. So if that's something you want to do and try, definitely, I'll make sure that you can get access to that training, Maria. Bridget, come on up, Bridget. What is something new that you learnt today?
So again, I just love learning how to set up the pages and how you kept it so simple. Because there's so many widgets left and right, and you kept it simple. So now I can look at it and say, I can kick this out in a day now that I have my lead magnet ready, tweak that. This I can build, and then it's possible, and I can have a lead magnet quickly. So I just love this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Jenny, come on up.
Hello.
Hello, my friend.
Sorry, I missed the start of it. I had to go to work. You can see I'm in my work clothes.
Oh, bloody work.
Yes, unfortunately. But what did I learn? I hadn't seen the attaching the terms and conditions and privacy policy things yet. Yep. So that was useful to see.
Awesome. All right. Who else have we got in here? Rachel, Susan, Meg, Maria. Who else is in here? There are many people. Come on up. Everyone's going to be shy. Well, put it in the chat then, so I know that you have not wasted your time in the room today. All right, guys, we are going to shut down and go dark. So we're going dark with all of the elites. If you're out there on the live stream and you are an elite, please make your way into the VOZ. We're going to be doing Q&A on strategy. Bring your strategy questions to me and I'll look at sexy numbers, or we'll talk all strategy. And if you've got a question and you're in the room, raise your hand, please, so that you're in order. But for everybody else out there, if you've made it to the end of today, I hope that you got a lot of value and you're going to implement. Go back to last week's video about how to build a lead magnet, and why and how and what you should put in it and say in it. Today is all about building the funnel. Next week, we're going to talk about traffic, and we're going to touch on a little bit of Facebook ads marketing as well, on how to write your copy for your Facebook ad so that we can get those clicks and eyeballs and opt-ins inside your funnel. So next week is all about traffic sources and particularly paid Facebook ads, because that's where I've done most of my stuff. And I'd love to share that with you and how we can link it into OmniSAM as well. So thank you everyone for joining me today for Strategy with Sally. This happens every week. There's loads of good stuff out there. You can go back and binge loads of Strategy with Sally. I've been running this for years, same day, same time, every single week. So as always, thank you so much. Never let anyone dull your sparkle, and make sure that you get at least one income producing activity done each and every day. And as we head on out, I would love to hear your biggest takeaway in the chat. All right, get those tippy tap fingers out, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.